Think about this, please. Let's look at this. 1 foot equals how many inches, Sam Poppin?
12.
Thank you very much. Now, 1 square foot. 1 square foot equals how many inches? Here's where things get a little dicey. Usually not as logical as possible. They're more.
12 square inches.
What's that?
12 square inches.
You are incorrect. Now I'm gonna draw this up for you so you can see it. If I can draw this thing. Here is, I'll draw it right here. Here is my 1 square foot, right? It's 1 foot by 1 foot. I can tell you there's many, many more than 12 square inches there. If you actually do the conversion here, it's actually, Mackenzie, 144 square inches. Okay, for the simple reason that when you talk about area, you're dealing with multiplying 2 dimensions, and both of those dimensions have to be changed to 12. Just like this, let's see if you can make this deductive leap here. 1 foot cubed is how many cubic inches? 1 cubic foot is how many cubic inches, and I will just tell you, you can't probably do this in your head. 1 cubic foot. A cubic foot, that means a foot like this cubed. Look at that. How do I get it over here? 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot. How many cubic inches is that? I'm going to ask Nate because I saw him doing some scratch notes.
1,728 inches.
I'm going to take your word for it because I don't want to do the math. Okay. So here is the lesson we need to learn on this, and that's why this falls under multiple unit multipliers. Okay. To convert anything that is in area, which means it's in square units, you must use 2, underline that in big bold beautiful lines here, identical unit multipliers. And guess what I'm going to say? To convert volume, you're going to have to do what?
A cube.
Yep. You will have to, you will use 3 identical unit multipliers, and I'll show you why in just a short second. I want the suspense to build. To convert area, you have to use 2. To convert volume, you have to use 3. If it's just straight units of length, you only need the 1. And I'm going to take a great big screen here to show you. But first I want, that means here, I'll find the problem first, please. There we go. Convert 216 cubic feet to yards. Convert 216 feet cubed, and I want to make it into yards cubed. Ready? This is the pinnacle of the whole presentation for you, children. When we started unimultipliers, remember I said the key is getting what to cross off? Well, labels. Thank you, Holly, for that. So, 216 feet cubed means, what do you have for a label? What does feet cubed actually mean? it means you have feet times feet times feet. When you have 216 feet cubed, the cube doesn't go with the 216. You're not multiplying 216 times itself 3 times. You're multiplying the feet cubed by itself 3 times. Okay, so you actually have these 3 identical labels, feet, 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 that need to be crossed off with your unit multipliers, and that's why you need 3, because I need the first one to cancel off with one of them, the second unit multiplier crosses off with the second one, and the third one crosses off with the third one. That means all 3 of these labels that were feet cubed are going to cross off. What am I looking to turn it into? Yards, yards, yards. And when I multiply those 3 yards together, I'm going to get the yards cubed that I want. Now the only tough part about this is, what is the conversion from feet to yards or yards to feet? What is it, Gabby Barons? How many feet are in a yard, or how many yards are in a feet, or 3 feet in 1 yard. And they're identical. And then shabam, the 3 feet labels cross off. The yards are left, so you have yards cubed left, that's what you wanted. And you multiply 216 times 1 times 1 times 1 over 1 times 3 times 3 times 3. Anybody what that is?
8.
Yes, 3 times 3 times 3 is 18. 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. And you will have to actually do this out because it does work out nicely. 27 goes into 216 8 times. It is 27. Want to do that again, Kendall? 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Moral of the story is, children, when you see area or volume, automatically in your mind there should be a little thing that snaps more than usual. And you should say, okay, I need to use more than 1 unit multiplier to change that. Another example, if I have, I don't know, what's another unit of measurement here? Well, let's do 100 centimeters squared is how many millimeters squared? 100 centimeters squared is how many millimeters squared? And again, when you write this out, it should look like this. Centimeters squared means that you have centimeters times centimeters for your label. And when you cross them off, you are going to need to put what where. What goes where, Nicole Greer?
Centimeters on the bottom.
And what's going on top?
Millimeters.
And what's our conversion, centimeter, millimeter conversion? Emma, who to check? 10 millimeters equal 1 centimeter. Your centimeters labels cross off. Your millimeters squared label stays. And 100 times 10 times 10 is? You're just having a rough day all the way around. Stop me there if that doesn't completely astound and not confuse you. Caleb Pavia.
I'm confused.
Yeah, give me some pointers here.
Um,
You don't know why the labels are squared, you don't know why I write things down. What's the confusion part?
I get lost after you write down the 100, I'm using that as an example. After you write down the 100 centimeters times 100 centimeters.
Wait, I didn't do 100 centimeters times 100 centimeters, I did
Well, I mean
100
centimeters times
centimeters, because
centimeters.
that's where you can't put 2 hundreds on there, otherwise you
That's okay.
You
Okay.
get confused after that?
Yes, how you get the 10 millimeters.
Somebody help me out there. How did I get these two things over here? Nate?
They're 10 millimeters and 1 centimeter.
Okay, well, first thing you think about is, Taylor, whatever's on top over here has to be on the bottom of your conversion fraction, because they have to cross out. Since there were 2 centimeters there, I needed 2 unit multipliers to cross those out. Then whatever I'm turning it into has to go on top. And then you just have to figure out How many, if you don't know, you're gonna have to ask somebody or look in your book, how many millimeters are in a centimeter? And that's the only, and this is the only part where you may or may not know that, but you
Is
should know.
on the bottom, is the numbers like for those things, are they always one?
If this would have been, if I would have been turning 100 square millimeters into centimeters, then these would have been flipped around and the both the tenths would have been on the bottom. But it actually would have been just one, because it would have been 100 divided by 10 times 12, like that. It all just boils down to where they end up. Sometimes it will be, on the last one it wasn't, remember this one? 3's were on the bottom because there were 3 feet in a yard. It all depends on which one you're doing there. Kendall, how?
Can you go back?
I can. What's the beauty of this? You want me to go back and forth a few times?
Where'd you get the H?
The H came when my pen accidentally wrote an extra long thing there.
Oh, and why do you have to put squared?
Because that's what you're doing. You're multiplying a millimeter times a millimeter, that's millimeters squared.
So
You're
you
not
can't-
talking about just millimeters, you're talking about little square millimeter squares.
So don't you have to
Double who?
10,000?
Why would I double 10,000?
Because it says squared.
The square's not next to the 10,000, the square is next to the label. There's a difference. If there was a 2 here, yes, the 100 gets squared. But if there's a 2 there, it's just the label gets squared.
So wouldn't it be millimeters 4
Where does that come from? I only have 2 here.
Because
Millimeter,
there's
10
4
millimeter.
M's.
Yeah, but it's one label. It's millimeter. It doesn't stand for, it's not millis. Then if it was milli and times milli, then I would have millis to the 4th. But I got this, that stands, this is one label here. You're ready to try one. Oh. Tomorrow we'll go somewhere else here.
Tomorrow, Saturday.
why'd you have to say
Maybe
that?
Maybe I'll just be by myself on going there. How about this one? 9 square feet to square yards. You do this. 9 square feet. And notice, even though I wrote it out in letters, it still means feet squared. Square feet and feet squared are the same thing. And I want you to change that into square yards. Here, Kendall. Change 9 square feet into square yards. Some people's yards aren't square. Mine's a little more rectangular. And how many feet are in a yard would depend on how many people live there. 2 times every person. Again, this is a concept that will help you for the rest of your life. Every time track comes around, I use this. Somebody remind me, who's my designated Wednesday reminder person?
For me, Banister pen.
Sure, you can remember that too,
I'll be your reminder.
but Kyle, you're the reminder, just remind me when we get back together in class that I haven't quite finished your multipliers.
We might not do the ones for
Yeah, I would.
Gabby, remind Kyle.
If I don't remember.
He'll remind Gabby to remember.
I'm okay.
So falls
All
on
right.
me, Taylor.
So we ended up with what, Holly? 1?
Or 1 yard square.
1 yard squared? Anybody else on the 1 yard squared?
I got that. I got that.
Here's what it looks like. 9 feet times feet, right? It's the feet squared.
1 yard.
That means, Bailey Lankin, where do the feet have to go on my unit multipliers? And what am I changing it into? And then the toughest part there, I suppose, is figuring out what your conversion is. How many feet are in a yard or how many yards are in a feet? 3 feet and 1 yard. Which means it's gonna be 9 times, so feet cross off. 9 over 3 times 3 is 9. So it's 1.
Square.